The unit 5 is contaminated soils, remediation of contaminated soils. The syllabus in remediation of contaminated soils are ex situ and in situ remediation, solidification, and then bioremediation, incineration, soil washing, phytoremediation, soil heating, petrification, and bioventing process. Next, the soil contaminations and remediation. The some The contents to be followed in soil remediation and contamination is what is soil and what is soil contamination, natural and anthropogenic activities, causes of soil remediation, and soil remediation types of techniques. Next, what is soil? The upper layer of the earth in which the plants grow, black or dark brown material, typically consisting of a mixture of organic remains, clay, rock, and particles, and mixture of minerals, water, organic matter, and countless organisms is known as soil. And then soil contamination. The soil contamination is when the concentration of chemicals, nutrients, or elements in the soil becomes more than it normally as a result of human action. If this contamination goes on to harm living organisms, we can call it as pollution. And this is known as a soil contamination. The word contamination is nothing but the pollutant that causes to the soil and the natural and anthropogenic activities. The accidental spills and leaks during the storage, that is the transportation or use of chemical process, then mining activities, crushing and processing of raw materials, agricultural activities, spread of herbicides, pesticides and fertilizers, then transportation activities, example vehicle emissions, then dumping of chemicals such as illegal dumping to the landfills, then storage of waste in landfills which may leak to groundwater um, or generated in landfills which may leak to groundwater or generate polluted vapors. Then natural activities of soil contaminated. Natural accumulation of compound in soil due to imbalances between the atmospheric deposition and leaching away with the precipitation water. The natural production in soil under certain environmental conditions such as natural formation of soil in the presence of chlorine source, metallic object and using the energy generated by thunderstorm. The leaks from sewer lines into subsurface, example, adding chlorine which it could generate such as chloroform. Next, the causes by soil contamination. Reduction in soil fertility, imbalances is the flora and fauna of the soil. Salinity increases in the soil, making it unfit for cultivation. Next, the crops grown on polluted soil cause health problems on consumption. Soil pollution creates a toxic dust. Fall odor due to the chemical and gases can lead to problems like headaches, nausea, etc. Then pollution in soil causing death of many soil organisms. Then accidents in goods transport. Then soil remediation. The soil remediation is also known as the soil washing. The various processes designed to remove the contaminants from soil like heavy metals, pesticides, cyanides, volatiles, ceratite and semi-volatiles from the soil. The volatiles organic compound is nothing but the unwanted and other harmfulness that affect to the ground is known as the VOC. Bioremediation is of two types, in situ bioremediation and ex situ bioremediation. And the types of techniques are followed: thermal desorption, encapsulation, soil chemical oxidation and stabilization, soil washing and soil disposal. Next, the bioremediation. The bioremediation refers to the process by using microorganisms and to remove the environmental pollutants or prevent the pollutants The removal of organic waste by microbes for environmental cleanup is essence of bioremediation. The other name used for bioremediation or biotreatment, biorecalculation and bioresorption process. Then the types of bioremediation such as in situ bioremediation, ex situ bioremediation. Then the images shown about the bioremediation process, oxygen and nutrition, carbon dioxide, injection fluid nutrients and recovery. Next, what is in situ and ex situ remediation? The in situ remediation is performed directly on the site without excavating soil contaminants or disturbances to the soil structure. Ex situ remediation is performed indirectly process excavation of contaminated soil which is transported to the soil landfill where treated. Then thermal desorption. The thermal desorption is a process where heat is used to remove contaminants from soil. Thermal desorption process can be categorized into two groups, high temperature and low temperature. The high temperature ranges from 320 to 560 degrees Celsius and lower temperature ranges from 90 to 320 degrees Celsius. Then encapsulation process. Encapsulation process does not filter contaminants from soil. It separates them and then it mixing the polluted soil with lime, cement and concrete to preventing the contaminants from spreading to clean soil. Next to the chemical oxidation. The chemical oxidation involves the injection or direct mixing of chemical oxidants into the soil for primary purpose and a complete contaminant destruction. The chemox involves oxidizing contaminants with the purpose of reducing the concentration. Next to the stabilization process. The stabilization is a process of blending materials with the soil to improve properties to the soil. The oxidation reduces the power of hazardous substances and contaminates in the environmental through both physical and chemical. Then stabilization is a wide sense method and is being used for a variety of engineering works like construction of road. Next to the soil washing process. The soil washing is a process in which water is used to remove the contaminants from the soil, such as organic, inorganic, and radioactive contaminants. The process works by dissolving contaminants in the wash solution. The most organic and inorganic contaminants bind to clay, silt, and organic soil particles. The washing separates the small particles from the large particles. The separated material is smaller in volume and more easily disposed of. And then soil disposal. This can be the simplest solution to contaminated land. Excavate, haul, and dispose of the contaminated soils. Used to be that the simple landfill task escalator was introduced and environmental responsibility started to grow, and the soil disposal is still a reachable option. It's just a cheap used to be. And some of the steps to reduce the soil contaminated should ban on use of plastic bags. Authority should be recycling of plastic waste. Must be ban of deforestation, increasing plantation programs, soil and agroforestry programs, awareness campaign programs, etc. Thank you.